Hello, Southern Tennessee Mom. Today we're making chocolate pies. I've already melted a stick of butter, or you can use margarine. I'm adding 4 cups of milk, and yes, you heard me right, 4 cups of milk. And I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. Now you can add more sugar if you want. You can also add Splenda. Add 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of Splenda, or 2 cups of Splenda. I ran out of sugar, so I got 2 cups there. I'm turning my stove on medium. I'm gonna make sure it's on a medium heat. I have 4 egg yolks here. I'm mixing them up really well, scrambling them up. If you don't have an egg separator, you can crack the egg and hold the yolk in your hand and let the whites fall away. And you can always save your whites and put them in something else, a white cake mix, or make some scrambled egg whites. Now I'm going to mix all this up really well. And the reason why I'm adding the eggs right now to the mixture instead of later is you want to scramble it up really well, is because later on when it gets boiling, if you put the eggs in there then, you really have to stir it, because otherwise it will make scrambled eggs. And yes, I have done it. I have made scrambled eggs and had to start all over again. So I always add mine to the first of the recipe when it's just starting. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of vanilla extract to the mixture. Now, if you want, you can add this after, at the end. I do it while it's cooking. And I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of cocoa. Now, I'm using Nestle's Toll House cocoa, but you can use any kind of cocoa you want. And that, for that matter, on the milk, you can use any kind of milk you want. Skim milk, 1%, 2%, whole milk. You can even use carnation milk, and if you don't have regular milk. Now, I'm going to stir that up really well. I'm going to make sure I get all the cocoa mixed in well in the mixture. Okay, now it's all mixed up well. I'm going to add 3/4 of cups of flour. I'm going to do it in 1/4 segments at a time, so I can get the flour mixed up really well. Because to me, there's nothing worse than eating a chocolate pie and get a mouthful full of flour, because there was a ball of flour left in the mixture. Now you can dump it all in at one time if you want. That's up to you. I'm doing it in segments of 1/4 cups. Now you want it to thicken up, but I'm gonna stir it occasionally just so it doesn't stick and burn. But we want it to get thick enough to get to about the consistency of pudding. while that's still cooking, I'm gonna get my pie shells ready. I am using Kibler's Ready Crust, graham cracker crust pie shells. Now you can make your own if you prefer. I'm cheating on this, so I like these because they already have the lid on them, and it's just, to me, it's just easier when if you're carrying them to, like a dinner or something. But I've got those ready to go. Now the pie mixture, it has thickened, so I'm going to actually remove it from the pie, so it doesn't scorch, because it's done. It's ready to. So now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter to the mixture, and this makes like a glaze all over it. That's what my former husband's aunt told me that gave me this recipe. He has since then passed away, but I love this recipe. I'm gonna mix it up really well in the mixture so it gets all melted in there. Now, since it's done, I'm removing the lids from the pie shells. And this will make 2 pies, this mixture will. And I'm gonna just start pouring it into the pie shells. Just halving the mixture in both of them. Okay, once I've got the mixture in there and I've got it even between both pie shells, I'm going to just cover them with a paper towel, because I don't want to put the lids on them right now, because it will, the heat will cause condensation and make the pies kind of soggy. So I just want to make sure it cools, but it doesn't get soggy. Now I'm going to take some Cool Whip. You don't have to use Cool Whip if you don't want to. But I'm going to use some Cool Whip, and I'm going to put it in a piping bag. And I've got a tip here. It's Wilton's tip number 30. But I'm just going to put the Cool Whip, spoon it into the bag until it's completely full. Pushing, I folded up the top of the bag and I'm twisting it, so when I do squeeze it, it's not going to come out on the top. But I'm just getting the air bubbles out, and I'm going to squirt a little bit in the cup just so the Cool Whip's at the tip, not a bunch of air in between. I have a 12-pack of 12 of the miniature Hershey's candy bars. I'm going to open them up, and they're in sections of 4. So I'm going to break them into 1/4. I'm going to break all the candy bars. I'm going to end up saving 20 1/4 sections of the miniature candy bar. And you'll see why at the end of the video. But for the rest of them, I'm going to take a cheese grater and a bowl, and I'm going to grate the chocolate so we have chocolate shavings. go. We've got a bowl here of chocolate shavings. On a small saucer, I have the 20 pieces of the 1/4 sections of the miniature chocolate bars. Of cool. So now I'm going to add a layer of Cool Whip. I do have 2 tubs of Cool Whip, if you were wondering. I put almost 1 whole tub in the bag, the pastry bag. I'm going to take the rest of it and spread it on this pie, and then spread Cool Whip on the other pie as well. I have Cool Whip now spread on both pies. I'm going to take my pastry bag and I'm just going to make swirls of little mounds of Cool Whip all the way around the pie. I end up doing 10 spools of Cool Whip to a pie. I have my 10 swirls of Cool Whip on both pies. And I'm going to take the chocolate shavings and I'm just going to sprinkle them all over the pie on both pies. I'm going to take those little miniature sections, 1/4 sections of the Hershey's candy bars, and I'm going to just stick them right in the middle of each of the Cool Whip mounds on both pies. The pies are done, so I'm going to go ahead and put the lids on both of the pies.